Hi. In this video, we're going to talk about annotating audio inside of Prodigy, but we're also going to show you how you can combine different annotation interfaces by using the blocks feature inside of a custom recipe. Now, as a quick demo, what I have here is just a audio recording of myself inside of a folder called Audios. And one thing that you might be interested in doing is selecting segments in the audio to indicate who is speaking. That's something that you might want to do. And if you want to do that in Prodigy, you can use the audio manual recipe for that. You will need to give it a dataset name, and I think audio demo is fine. Then you're going to have to point it to a folder with audio clips. In this case, Audios is the one. And I'm also going to give the label, namely person A and person B. And let's have a look at this. And here's what an annotation interface looks like. So I can say this is person A, let's say, and this is person B. And that's great, but maybe what I want to do is also have a transcription. So let's say I'm also interested in writing down the text for this audio segment and for this one. So it'd kind of be nice if there was, let's say, some sort of a text box below here for that. Now, it's good to point out that if you're interested in just transcription, that you can then use this Prodigy recipe. We do offer a audio transcribe recipe that you could go ahead and use. And the interface for that looks like this. You still have the audio that I could go ahead and play, and I have a place to write the transcription in, but you'll notice that in this case, I can no longer make that selection in the audio to indicate who is speaking. So this sounds like I might want to write a custom recipe. So let's think about what the custom recipe then needs to have. And if I think about what I need, then I find myself going back to the first recipe that I tried, and the only thing I really need is just the ability to have something below here that I can write my text into. So it almost feels like I just want to reuse this Lego brick of an interface, and I just want to click an extra text box below. Custom recipes inside of Prodigy allow for this, and the main feature we'll be using is the blocks feature. And it's this blocks feature that allows us to construct interfaces using these Lego bricks that already exist, so to say, into the interface that you're interested in. So I wrote a custom recipe that does exactly this, and let's just have a look at how it works. And here's the custom recipe inside of Visual Studio Code. What I have here is a Prodigy recipe called audio.custom. And there are lots of parameters to pass in, and there's a whole bunch of details. But the most important part in this entire recipe will be this bit. This bit over here that defines the blocks that I'm interested in rendering. And this variable really is nothing more than a list of dictionaries, but each dictionary has this key called viewID, where it's referring to a pre-existing component that Prodigy already provides. And these components are often referred to as annotation interfaces. And if you go to the Prodigy documentation page, to the API section over here, you will find this annotation interfaces part. And here you can see all the different definitions of these pre-existing components. So for example, you'll notice that there is an audio manual annotation interface, just like there is a text input interface. If you're interested in learning more about the component, you can just click it. You can see what it looks like, and you can also see all the different settings that you can use for this component. And if I were now to go back to my recipe, then I hope you recognize that that's exactly what I'm using here. Here I'm saying, well, just take the audio manual interface that we had before, but just add this text component below it. Let's have it have 4 rows, for example, and let's also give this an ID, because that way whatever I fill in here comes out in my annotation with this ID attached, which is also just kind of nice. Again, there's a couple of details in this recipe that I won't discuss for now, but the main thing that I do hope is clear is that you're able to construct an interface with these Lego bricks, so to say. If you choose to do that though, one thing that you do have to do is you will need to set view ID to blocks in this final dictionary that you return in your recipe. And what you also need to do is make sure that in the final config over here, these blocks are also passed along. Then if you have a stream that provides the data in a format that these components appreciate, then you're good to go. So as a final demo, what I'll just go ahead and do now is just run this audio to custom recipe like so. And when I run that, I get this interface. You can clearly see the two blocks on top of each other. I can go ahead and label person A, and let's also do person B over here. That's fine. Let's also just type some text. And when I hit accept, I can hit save, and then I should be able to view this. I can go back to the terminal for that, and I can call Python Prodigy db out, give it the name of the data set that I just annotated, and when I pass that to JQ, I just get this nice little rendering of the JSON that I've just annotated. And what's kind of nice is we can see that, yeah, I've been annotating the audio file, this one. I can see that there have been some audio spans that have been annotated, so that's also quite good. But you can also see that I have this transcript over here, which has some text. And again, a final thing to just be aware of is that the transcript that you see over here, this name, that's defined over here. It's this ID that I pass along that also defines the name that you see here. So I hope that this has been interesting, but moreover, that this is also somewhat inspiring. You can definitely construct your own annotation tool, so to say, by combining these interfaces in these blocks, like so.